Today, for some reason, we're talking about my driving because everybody says I can't drive. Have you even ridden with me recently?
No, it's too scary.
Well, you've only ridden with me when I first learned how to drive.
And you got into three accidents.
3?
Well, pretty much 3.
Okay, so let's go down the timeline of the first incident.
She was driving in my car.
It was my permit, by the way.
All right. So skinny road, curvy road, and it's downhill a little bit. So she's driving down and a person had put like a big metal storage unit in front of their house, right? And someone's coming this way and she's going this way and she sees that they're coming and the storage unit is there. So she pulls over, slows down, and gets so close to the storage unit that my car, which has beepers to tell you when you're too close to something, starts going beep, 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 then it's like beep, 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 then it's like beep! Don't know why you got so close. Because you could have just pulled over and let the car go and then go around. Then, because we're on a downhill, once the car goes by, she has to put it in reverse to back up because she's too close to the storage unit. But the car goes forward.
Because we're on a hill.
Because we're on a hill, so she doesn't know how, like when you're an experienced driver.
I did it very fast.
No, you have to use your brake and your accelerator at the same time, right, Darnell?
I did.
Clearly you did it because she crammed the thing tore up the whole front end of my car.
Before we
the driver's side door wouldn't open right. Crunch, and I'm like, what are you doing, Zendaya?
Before we get there, there was no other way for me to get through. This car had to come forward.
You just had to pull over sooner.
I pulled over.
And not so close to the storage bin.
I didn't know I was... Okay. I was supposed to reverse out, so I put it in reverse. I hit the gas. I felt the rock forward, so I slammed on the brakes like really hard, and it locked. And then it was just like... The car just went like this.
Like those anti-lock brakes.
And so it just locked up and started rolling forward. At that point, she was like, why aren't you braking? I was like, because my brake doesn't work anymore because it locked. I slammed too fast so that I wouldn't hit the thing, ended up locking the car.
Really, what you should have done is just like, Mom, can you just take over and drive the car
You would have, the same thing would have happened.
No, it wouldn't have. So anyway, that was the first one. Now the second one, I'll give her that it was a very rough situation because it was tons of traffic, tons of cars. She had to merge, do all this stuff. She's turning to look and see if it's clear and she, rear ends a guy.
But you go like this, like it was like intense.
She tapped him.
This is what happened. Wait, let me tell my part before you get to the end.
Okay.
So there was a lot going on. I'm trying to learn how to drive. So we just got off the freeway and there's like a red light. So everybody in front of me obviously stopped. So I stopped. Jesus. So I stopped, but then I was looking around because I wanted to merge over and I wanted to do stuff. And so I was looking behind me to check. The light turned green and all the cars on the side were moving forward. So naturally, looking backwards, I eased up on my brake so I could roll forward.
Looking backwards, eases up.
And everybody's moving forward.
Does that?
Everyone's moving forward except for the guy in front of me. And then I just kind of lightly, super light. It was like a
super light, there was no damage, pulled over. This is what the guy said. He looks at me, says, is this your daughter? I was like, yeah. He says, today's your lucky day. No damage. See you later.
Here's the thing. I've ran multiple red lights by accident. Just oblivious.
How do you mean that? Therein lies the problem. You cannot be oblivious and drive.
I don't even realize that.
Darnell, please drive her from now on.
I do.
But I don't even realize because there's this one time me and Zink and Darnell were in the car and they're used to my antics at this point. I'm just driving, everything's fine. And they're like, that was a red light. And I was like, oh really? Wow, that's crazy. Well, we're alive, so everything's good.
I'm gonna have nightmares about you driving.
No, but like that happens rarely.
That never happens to me. The third story, this one was funny because
it could have happened to anybody.
But the funny thing about this one was she forced us to drive in her car and she bought this little teeny ass car and I'm a big person.
Dad made me get that car because it was my first car and he said, I want you to have 2 doors because I don't want you driving people around.
Smart dad.
Continue.
Okay, so she forces us to drive her teeny car, so I'm like all hunched down and uncomfortable. So we stop and we get gas, and she proceeds to leave the gas station and drive off the curb. And of course, because she's in this teeny car,
Well, the curb
that's
is
so low to
like this.
Boom, we're stuck
No,
on
but
the
the
curb
curb
like
is
this.
like as
And
high
it
as
was
this damn couch.
a sight. We're late to her sister's baby shower, and now we gotta wait for a tow truck. Meanwhile, everyone's walking by, taking pictures,
Okay,
Instagramming.
let me get to my portion of the
embarrassing.
story.
And then it starts to rain.
I had
Remember
to,
that?
I had to get some gas. Okay, I pulled out to where I thought the little dip in the street was. Because no, here's the thing, it's not very clear because there's these metal things that show you where you can exit out of, those little metal bars, and they're like one here and one here. So I thought that these two here were the exit. So I saw two little posts and I head out this way, and then I'm just like da 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 dunk, and like the bottom of my car just was like stuck on the curb. So I'm literally like seesawing it on the curb like this, and I'm like trying to accelerate. My wheels weren't even touching the ground. I'm cracking up. We were both cracking up.
Yeah, it was
we were
funny.
laughing. Literally, everybody who walked past was like, oh yeah, I just did that last Tuesday. Oh yeah, that happened to me last week. Oh, I do that all the time. Oh, I had to call the church truck
All
for
the
that.
time? No one said, oh, I do that all the time.
The point is,
And I got gas there all the
everybody,
time.
literally
Never happened to
everyone
me.
who walked past and was like, oh, that sucks. That happened to my friend last week. Everybody said something about how it had happened to them before.
Even the tow truck guy was like, oh yeah.
I've done this before.
But I'm just saying, it never happened to me.
I was young. I haven't done that again. Also, that curb is pretty steep, and I think that violates some type of code. You should look into that.
Anyway, I hope she's a better driver, Darnell.
Oh, did I tell you that basically the first year that he was driving me around LA and he had my car, he had no glasses?
You cannot say that. You didn't have glasses either.
I didn't know.
She couldn't see. She was driving.
I didn't know I needed glasses. He knew he needed glasses.
If you can't see, you know you need glasses.
I don't have nothing to compare it to. I thought that the distance in which I could stop seeing was a normal distance for people to stop being able to see things. You put my glasses on, it's a mild prescription. You put his on, it's like, it gives me a headache. So he clearly could not see. And this man, you know what he said? I was like, Darnell, how the hell were you driving me before? And he was like, oh, I was just doing it off of memory.
Oh, that's
Don't you dare drive me anywhere off of memory.
That's pretty bad.
Driving with my parents is a nightmare. Every time I was driving, my mom would be like,
because you went too long to brake.
Maria!
I think it'd be better now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you're a much better driver now. And I'm sure I'd be calmer.